Imagine a land where the first stories were ever written, where laws were first carved into stone, and where civilization itself first blossomed between two mighty rivers. This isn't a fantasy novel. This is the real story of Iraq, a place known for millennia as Mesopotamia, the land between the rivers. Our journey starts over 6,000 years ago with the Sumerians in the south. These weren't just simple farmers. They were pioneers of the human spirit. They invented the wheel, not for cars, but for pottery and transport. They developed cuneiform, one of the earliest forms of writing, pressing wedge-shaped marks into clay tablets. Think about that for a second. Every email you send, every book you read, owes a tiny debt to a Sumerian scribe from thousands of years ago. They built incredible city-states like Uruk and Ur with massive ziggurats, stepped pyramids that reached for the heavens, serving as temples to their gods. They charted the stars, divided the hour into 60 minutes, and created epic tales like that of Gilgamesh, a hero searching for immortality, a story that still resonates with us today. But history never stands still. Around 2334 BC, a powerful leader named Sargon of Akkad rose from the north. He wasn't a Sumerian, but he saw the potential of uniting these scattered cities. He created what many historians consider the world's first empire, the Akkadian Empire. For the first time, a single ruler governed this diverse land, creating a new standard for power and administration that would be copied for centuries to come. After the Akkadians' power shifted again, the city of Babylon, once a minor town, grew into a metropolis under its most famous king, Hammurabi. Around 1792 BC, Hammurabi is a name you've probably heard, and for good reason. He wasn't just a conqueror, he was a lawgiver. He compiled the Code of Hammurabi, a set of 282 laws carved onto a massive stone stele. It wasn't the very first law code, but it was the most comprehensive of its time, covering everything from property rights to family law. Its principle of an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth might sound harsh to us, but it represented a huge step forward. Justice that was written down, public, and applied by the state, not just by personal revenge. Under Hammurabi, Babylon became a center of trade, art, and science. Next up, the Assyrians. Hailing from the northern city of Ashur, they were the military superstars of the ancient world. From around 900 BC, they built a formidable empire using iron weapons, siege engines, and chariots with ruthless efficiency. They were master engineers and warriors, conquering vast territories from Egypt to parts of modern-day Iran. Their capital, Nineveh, was a marvel, with a grand library built by King Ashurbanipal. He wasn't just a warrior king, he was a scholar who ordered the collection of all the knowledge of Mesopotamia. Tens of thousands of those clay tablets have survived, giving us a priceless window into the ancient world, including the Epic of Gilgamesh. But even the mighty Assyrians fell. In 612 BC, a coalition of Babylonians and Medes sacked Nineveh, and Babylon rose once more. This is the era of the Neo-Babylonian Empire and its most famous ruler, Nebuchadnezzar II. He's the one who built the legendary Hanging Gardens of Babylon, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, said to be a lavish terraced garden built for his homesick wife. He also constructed the massive Ishtar Gate, a breathtaking structure covered in blue glazed bricks and depictions of dragons and bulls. You can actually see the reconstructed gate in a museum in Berlin. Today it's absolutely stunning. This golden age, however, was brief. In 539 BC, a new power swept in from the east. The Persians, led by Cyrus the Great. He conquered Babylon, not with a massive, bloody battle, but almost peacefully. Cyrus was a different kind of ruler. He was known for his tolerance, allowing conquered peoples, like the Jews who had been exiled in Babylon, to return home and practice their own religions. For the next 1,000 years, with a brief interruption by Alexander the Great and his Greek successors, Iraq was a vital part of successive Persian empires, the Achaemenids, Parthians, and Sassanids. During this long period, the region remained a cultural and economic crossroads, linking the East and the West. Then came a pivotal transformation. In the 7th century AD, Arab armies, inspired by the new faith of Islam, swept out of the Arabian Peninsula. They conquered Mesopotamia, and the region began a profound change. The Arabic language and Islamic culture took root. In 762 AD, the Abbasid Caliphate chose to build a new capital right in the heart of this ancient land. They called it Madinat al-Salam, the City of Peace. We know it today as Baghdad. For the next 500 years under the Abbasids, Baghdad wasn't just a capital, it was the center of the world. This was the Islamic Golden Age. The city's house of wisdom was an unparalleled center of learning. Scholars from all over the known world, Muslims, Christians, and Jews gathered here. They translated the works of Greek thinkers like Plato and Aristotle into Arabic, saving them from being lost to history. They made groundbreaking discoveries in mathematics. Inventing algebra, the word itself comes from the Arabic aljabu. They advanced astronomy, medicine, chemistry, and philosophy. Baghdad was a vibrant, cosmopolitan city of over 1 million people, a hub of knowledge and innovation that illuminated the globe while Europe was still in the Dark Ages. But again, this era of brilliance came to a devastating end. In 1258, a new force arrived from the east. The Mongols, led by Hulagu Khanj, a grandson of Genghis Khan. They laid siege to Baghdad, and when it fell, the destruction was catastrophic. The city was sacked, its population decimated. The grand libraries, including the House of Wisdom, were destroyed. Accounts say the Tigris River ran black with the ink of countless books thrown into the water, and then red with the blood of the scholars who were killed. It was a cultural cataclysm from which the region would take centuries to recover. For the following centuries, Iraq became a contested territory, caught between the Ottoman Empire based in modern-day Turkey and the Safavid Empire in Persia. Control of Baghdad and the wider region shifted back and forth. While it remained an important area, it never quite regained the central global role it had held during the Abbasid Caliphate. The modern chapter of Iraq's story begins after World War I. The Ottoman Empire collapsed, and its territories were carved up by the victorious European powers. Britain took control of the Mesopotamian provinces and, in 1921, stitched them together to form a new kingdom, Iraq. The borders were drawn not by local history or ethnic lines, but by colonial interests, lumping together diverse groups of Sunni and Shia Arabs, Kurds, and others. This created internal tensions that would define much of Iraq's modern history. Iraq gained formal independence in 1932, but British influence remained strong. The monarchy was eventually overthrown in a military coup in 1958. A period of political instability followed, culminating in the rise of the Ba'ath Party and, eventually, Saddam Hussein, who formally took power in 1979. His rule was marked by brutal repression at home and devastating wars abroad, including the long and bloody war with Iran in the 1980s and the invasion of Kuwait in 1990, which led to the First Gulf War. The events of the early 21st century, including the 2003 US-led invasion that toppled Saddam's regime, brought further turmoil, conflict, and immense suffering for the Iraqi people. The challenges of rebuilding a nation, fostering unity among its diverse communities, and battling extremist groups have been immense. Yet, through it all, the spirit of this ancient land endures. The story of Iraq is a story of incredible highs and devastating lows. It's a testament to human ingenuity, resilience, and the endless cycle of creation and destruction. From the first cities to the House of Wisdom, from Hammurabi's Code to the ongoing struggles of today, the land between the rivers has been a cradle of civilization and a crossroads of history. Its story is, in many ways, the story of all of us. Thanks for joining me on this journey through time. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into our incredible world history. See you next time.